Ichiro Suzuki, Hideki Matsui, Shohei Ohtani. Many great hitters from Japan have transcended Major League Baseball, leaving an impact on the game forever. However, we could be on the verge of another great hitter to leave his mark in the States, and he goes by the name of Rintaro Sasaki. As of right now, there are many names still in Japan that fans in America currently have their eye on, including pitchers Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and slugger Munetaka Murakami. Rintaro Sasaki is different, though, for a multitude of reasons. First off, he's currently in high school, while those big names I mentioned just a moment ago are all playing in the pros in Japan. That alone is something that turns heads simply due to the fact that he is still in high school, and besides Roki Sasaki most recently, we haven't had major buzz about a high school position player in Japan since the one that's established himself as the modern-day Babe Ruth, Shohei Ohtani. So why the buzz exactly about Rintaro Sasaki? Well, let's start with the fact that he can absolutely mash at a young age, as he is the official home run king of high school baseball in Japan. Standing at 6 foot and 250 pounds while playing first base, he hit a record 140 homers in high school play while attending the same high school Shohei Ohtani went to, Hanamaki Higashi High School. Overall, in official games, he hit over 400 with over a 1,300 OPS. When it comes to the scouting, his most obvious tool due to all the home runs is his raw power, which is graded at a 70 out of 80. Not only is there power, but he has plenty of bat speed, finds the barrel of the bat very often, and just has a good feel for hitting overall. He also has excellent plate discipline, shown by his walks, which double his strikeouts. Due to his larger stature, the most common comparison he draws is to Prince Fielder, who had a fantastic major league career. He's also said before the type of hitter he tries to emulate is Barry Bonds, whose swing he has studied by watching videos of him on YouTube. Ha! That's where we are now. I'm referring to his timing, he says. I think it's a form that suits me. He also has great makeup for a younger player. He's been on record saying while he does appreciate the attention he receives over the home runs, he considers himself a team-first player and cares mostly about helping the team win. At Hanamaki Higashi High School, players fill out a sheet consisting of 81 squares, where they fill in their goals, with their main goal being in the middle. Shohei Ohtani filled out the same sheet and wrote down that he wanted to be drafted first by all 8 teams in the lottery-style NPB draft. For Sasaki, though, he wrote that he simply wants his team to win. Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds like many other prospects that have been hyped up countless times before. What else makes Rintaro Sasaki unique? Well, it's quite simple. He's currently the #1 ranked high school prospect in Japan and was heavily rumored to go #1 overall in the NPB draft until he announced that he'll be skipping that and will be taking his talents to college baseball in the United States. He did comment about this, saying, "At this point, I've decided on studying abroad in the United States in order to get to the next level in my baseball career. This has only been done once, which happened earlier this year when Roku Nishida went to junior college, transferred to Oregon, and was eventually drafted by the White Sox in the 11th round." If Sasaki would have entered the NPB draft, he would have had to wait until his team had posted him, and that's a process we've seen that can take multiple years. The NPB requires a player to have 9 seasons of professional experience to become an international free agent, but many teams in the past have posted players before that. If players are posted before the required 9 years, major league teams that agree on a deal with the player are required to pay a release fee depending on the amount of the contract. Major league teams and players that are posted have 45 days to agree on a contract. If they don't reach an agreement, then that player would have to return to Japan for the following season. For Ohtani, he ended up playing 5 seasons in Japan, while pitchers Yu Darvish and Masahiro Tanaka played 7 seasons before coming to the States. With Sasaki skipping the NPB draft, he would be eligible to play as soon as 2027 after playing in college. With this move, Sasaki is essentially betting on himself, as he wouldn't be eligible for an NIL deal, which stands for name, image, and likeness, which college athletes in the States can take advantage of now to earn money while playing playing college sports. Sasaki wouldn't be eligible for a deal, though, due to his international status, as international players aren't eligible to receive those deals at this time. While it is exciting to see yet another possible phenom come from Japan, it is appropriate to temper expectations due to a couple of reasons. The first being the player Sasaki passed on the all-time home run list, Kotaro Kiyomiya. At one point, Kiyomiya was a high school sensation, drawing thousands from across Japan to watch him play. After being drafted number 1 overall by the Nippon Ham Fighters back in the 2017 NPB draft, he's gone on to hit only .215 with a .305 on base and a .406 slugging with 88 home runs over 6 seasons in Japan. Sasaki has also played through multiple injuries in Japan, as he's already had surgery on both of his shoulders, along with dealing with a broken finger at one point, as well as injuring the heel of his foot. He's also very limited defensively, as his weight and mobility have limited him to only playing first base and DHing. However, there are reasons to be optimistic. Most people aren't really sure how he would translate at this point against higher level pitching, considering he's only gone up against mid-80s velocity, but most scouts at the moment see him as roughly the same level as a third-round draft pick. Not only are his raw tools eye-turning, but he has also played under the same manager as Shohei Ohtani in high school, Hiroshi Sasaki, his father. Sure, it's impossible to predict what he'll end up being, but there's good reason to be at least curious about the possibility of Rintaro Sasaki having success in the major leagues one day. So that's what I have on the next possible Japanese phenom, Rintaro Sasaki. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you think he'll end up being the next great player from Japan? Let me know down below. If you can, on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.